This is the DEFCON warning system. Alert status for 7 p.m., Tuesday, February 1, 2011. Condition green, DEFCON 5. Condition green, DEFCON 5. Condition green, DEFCON 5. There are currently no imminent nuclear threats against the United States at this time. The START Treaty has been ratified by Russia and now obligates both sides to its terms. Nevertheless, Russia has adopted legislation declaring that they can withdraw from the treaty if they felt threatened by the West. As expected, the Duma has interpreted the treaty to include a ban on U.S. missile defense. In a related note, Russia claims to have developed a MIRV that separates after the terminal stage a boost, thus allowing independent vehicles to avoid missile defense. However, there are no independent sources of verification of this claim. The Korea area continues to be moved by the recent aggrieved tension in the area. Currently, South Korea is planning to substantially increase defense procurement from Israel in light of the deteriorating situation with the North. What can be interpreted as a positive note is that the Koreas have agreed to low-level preparatory talks between the two factions, which in theory will lead up to high-level military talks. However, such promises have ultimately turned out to be a delaying tactic, while the North continues to pursue nuclear weapons advances. There are reports that China has made rapid developments in stealth technology, with their bomber being larger, able to travel longer distances and carry heavier payloads. The reports are considered reliable, as the Chinese government has not censored the reports. Additionally, internal Chinese documents state that, despite China's stated no first-use policy, the military will indeed use a nuclear first strike if faced with superior conventional weapons. Nevertheless, US and China are to resume military ties, with the US agreeing to establish a nuclear security center in China. While the center would be largely financed by China, the technology would come from the United States. There is no word on how the US would prevent China from stealing any advanced technology used, as China is well known for stealing and adapting secrets from states that it has contracted with. Countries in the area have expressed growing concern regarding China due to the fact that, while China has officially reduced its rhetoric, up-and-coming military officers are more bellicose, indicating a more aggressive military in the future. In response to China's new and expanding military presence in the region, the United States has announced new defense spending to include long-range bombers and new jammers to counter Chinese buildup. Intelligence out of Iran reports that Iran has increased its stockpile of enriched uranium and claims to have built a plant to make nuclear fuel plates and rods in Isfahan. Iran also announced plans to send a fleet of warships to Red Sea and Mediterranean for training and intelligence gathering missions. Military plans by Iran for the region include disruption of oil supply routes in the event of an attack. However, Iranian nuclear ambitions have been delayed due to a resurgence of the Stuxnet virus. Hezbollah has legally toppled the Lebanon government and is now in control of the country. Riots throughout the Middle East have now or will also cripple or overthrow additional governments. Egypt and Jordan are currently experiencing large riots. In Egypt, the United States is supporting the Muslim Brotherhood, which is poised to take over the government and has been provoking some of the rioting. Muslim Brotherhood is known to be active against Western interests. Muhammad Badi, Supreme Guide of the Muslim Brotherhood, was quoted as saying that the United States is easy to defeat through violence, as it is nearing its demise. In Jordan, however, King Abdullah II fired the Prime Minister and installed Mir al-Bakit as his replacement, a man who supports strong ties with the US as well as Jordan's peace treaty with Israel. Israel, in response to the rioting, has allowed Egypt to move troops into Sinai. The DEFCON warning system is a private enterprise which monitors world events and assesses nuclear threats against the United States by national entities. It does not evaluate individual terrorist threats and does not report on them, except in cases of hard intelligence. The public should make their own evaluations and not rely on the DEFCON warning system for any strategic planning. At all times, citizens are urged to learn what steps to take in the event of a nuclear attack. If this had been an actual attack, the DEFCON warning system will give radiation readings for areas that are reported to it. Your readings will vary. This system serves the Kettle Falls area of northeast Washington. Official news sources will have radiation readings for your area. For immediate updates, go to www.defconwarningsystem.com. Breaking news and important information can be found on the DEFCON Warning System message board. You may also subscribe to the YouTube channel DEFCON Warning System, however YouTube updates may be delayed by several hours due to server load. The next scheduled update is 7 p.m. Pacific Time, March 1, 2011. Additional updates will be made as the situation warrants, with more frequent updates at higher alert levels. This concludes this broadcast of the DEFCON Warning System.